So collective, I don't know if y'all be acting broke. I don't necessarily know. You know what I'm saying? But what this is giving collective? This is giving one of them situations where, like, let's say you could have been saving your money, right? And you couldn't spend your money on certain stuff because you were saving your money. But maybe another person, doing, they got this, they got that. And with this Knight of Wands reverse, this is somebody where, like, it was kind of coming off as, like, arrogant, not necessarily like, oh, they're boasting about themselves. This is definitely giving, like, I'm trying to, like, oh, I got this, you ain't got that, how look at me, da-da-da. It's definitely kind of giving this energy. There's something where a person was acting like that and you were on the opposite, where it was almost like you was saving your money or you were investing your money and another person was showing it off. So there's something like that that's going on where, like, maybe now somebody's looking at you through different lenses. Because a lot of you guys, maybe you didn't have as much material possession as another person. But you ain't have as much material possession as another person because you were investing your resources elsewhere. So it's almost like somebody is wearing theirs and yours is invested. That's what's going on here. Somebody can even be realizing that, where maybe, like, something was kind of like hee hee ha ha at first. Until they start to realize that your stuff is actually invested into things, where, like, you actually putting your money where your mouth is. So they looking up and, whatever they have, you invest in your stuff, or whatever you doing with it is going towards your future, is adding growth in your life, or is pushing you ahead, pushing you forward. And they just kind of wearing theirs. They was so busy kind of, and this could be somebody that's trying to show you up, where, like, they're, like, showing off to kind of show you up in a way. And the whole time it's like, somebody, yes. And for some of you, this person could even be going broke to do that. Maybe they're, like, trying to show up or show off and do things like that, and they're actually going broke. That's for some of you guys, okay? So just take resonate, leave what doesn't, all right? Moving on here. So a lot of you guys, you definitely could have made some type of decision to go down a different path, okay? A lot of you guys, you're making a big change here, so this could talk about, moving from one job position to a new job position. But this new job position is in a different field. So maybe you was in the field of trucks. Now you in the business field of taxis, or you in the business field of SUVs, right? Somebody may work at, like, a car lot, or they may know a lot about cars. I don't know why cars just came up, but yeah. But I'm definitely getting where, like, a person is, like, going down a new path where something's going to come with a completely different world, a completely different way. So, you decide that you want to do hair, you doing hair, but you saying, hey, I want to get into trucking. It's two different fields, right? So that's what I'm seeing here. You made a decision to walk away from one path to go to something else. And with the Knight of Swords, this could be something that has been working out for you. So maybe there's like you guys took a risk. Maybe you had time and you have done something, and you put your hard work in, but you decided to get something else to try, and boom, here you are. Did you know what this is giving? This makes me think of, like, Kimmy Creations, for an example. Kimmy Creation was in the military. Now I don't know if she's still in the military currently, but now she is, like, she cooks, she has her own cooking channel. I think she has, like, her own cookware seasonings, and now she's so successful at cooking, even though she used to be in the military and she was successful at that. That's what I'm getting here, where, like, somebody completely took a risk, decided to go down a complete different path than what they were on, and it actually ended up being a success. And it kind of even think of, like, Kimmy Creations, being in the military and then becoming a chef or cook, becoming successful like that. It's in two different fields. So that's what's going on. So take a resonate, leave it doesn't. But yes, so we're moving on here. So that's something like that is playing out for a person. So if you are thinking about going down a different path, I'm definitely seeing somebody can be very successful at it, okay? Even if it's something that is completely different from what you are doing. So yes, and this is a situation where it's like you were left alone enough to really see the truth within the situation, and now you're releasing yourself. So somebody could be, so I don't know if you're walking away from somebody, I don't know if you're removing yourself out of a situation, but this is something that was toxic. Something was toxic, but you couldn't see how toxic something was until you actually was able to be out of it and sit with yourself. So somebody feel like they left you alone for too long. Let's say, a job suspended you, right? A job suspended you, or a job laid you off. They laid you off, you wouldn't have found something else. They suspended you, you wouldn't have found something else. And now you actually realizing that the other job was offering more. What they were providing is not enough, and you have to go through all these things. But because you had that time to be laid off or be suspended, you found something better, right? That's when again, some of y'all can even talk about, you having a debate, you just putting yourself out there. Maybe, something wasn't going the way that you wanted. Maybe you were being treated a certain way, and you had time to be alone without whatever this is. This can even be for a person. Maybe somebody treated you poorly, and you had time to be alone by yourself to sit and think about certain stuff or think about a situation, and now you're moving yourself. So there's something where it's almost like it was better. Somebody, whoever, whether this is a job, a person, people, place, thing, a toe, I don't care. This is a situation where somebody like, dang, maybe I shouldn't have done that because I done that, and this could be somebody that walked away from you and you learned how to live without them, or you know what I'm saying? Someone's like, maybe I shouldn't have done it because now collective is not as interested as they once were. This is almost like if I never would have did what I have done, I wouldn't be in this situation. So that's what's going on, y'all, okay? It's almost like a situation where it's like you did whatever decision you made, whatever decision a person made or people made, it altered things. You ever know how people talk about altering the timeline and stuff like that in like movies and stuff like that? This is kind of, in other words, what happened, where it's almost like if somebody never done what they did, you probably will still be there. You probably will still be doing the things that you were doing. But because things were in line to operate a certain way where you had enough time to sit by yourself, you were able to see what somebody was doing, what the situation was doing to you, and what you need to do about it, and how you can get yourself out of that situation or whatever, how you can overcome whatever this is, because this was something that was toxic, that was draining you. So somebody ended up altering time on their own, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on, y'all, okay? Moving forward here, all right? Now, this definitely could be a situation here where like somebody be judging. You know how this is? This is like okay, this is the perfect example. You know how like when you're younger and people are like, you know how you like were a kid? I don't know about y'all, but I remember I was a kid. Oh, this is a perfect example. Freaknik, right? So you know how they be talking about how this generation is so crazy and how this generation be this and how this generation is that, and then the Freaknik got exposed, and then it's like y'all was doing the same thing and da 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 da. So that's kind of what I'm getting here with this. So take resonates if it doesn't, but there definitely could be a situation here where like somebody be judging you as if they don't have a past themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is somebody where they may be a certain way now, but they do have a past, or they have done certain things in the past. So it's like, okay, you are who you are now, but don't act like the apple ain't fall far from the tree at first. It probably rolled at the end and made its way home like a ravioli can off of the commercial, but don't act like you know. Don't act like you know. Don't act like you know. Okay, I'm getting that the Kiki Palmer, you don't act like you know. Act like you know. No, that's not Kiki Palmer. It's that girl that just a girl that did it. So for some of y'all, I don't know why I'm just kind of rambling and stuff like that. This may be somebody where they just be talking, they just be rambling. I really started rambling into certain stuff. But some of you guys, you may do something here and it's gonna be like a hit. Like let's say you post multiple videos, right? And you waiting for your engagement to go up on your videos. One of them videos gonna be the one that's just be like poof, where you're gonna see significant growth. So something like that's gonna happen where it's almost like something's gonna take off for you, where you're gonna see a lot of progression or growth. And maybe you could have been putting effort in time and time again, but this time around you're gonna see some type of progression or growth out of nowhere, okay? And it's gonna motivate you to continue going further, okay? So that's what's going on here. But back to what I was saying, that's another message that y'all need to know. But I'm just back to this message here though, collective, all right? Let's reel it in, because your girl all over the place. But yes, this is somebody where they judge you, but they act like they don't got a pass. And it just makes me think of that whole Freaknik situation where everybody was talking about how the generation this and that. Gonna find out y'all was weaving and bopping it back then. Okay? Y'all know more than me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Freaknik, they literally took, I ain't new to this, I'm true to this, okay? So that's what I'm getting here. So there's something like that where maybe an elder, even no matter how old you are, like Because I know people being they 50 years old and people be older than them still judging them. So no matter how old you are, right? But you do have somebody that act like they don't have a past and they be running they glamorous. And I just like, child, because I'm seeing right here in the cards that this person definitely has done some things. But they act as if, you know, because of what they are now currently, you know. So just take resonate, leave a dozen here. And we're going to be moving on here, okay? So, yeah, collective, this is your reading here. Oh, hold on. One more thing. Somebody's putting a lot of hard work into something, and they're not, like, this is like you doing something, but you're not receiving any money from it. So somebody's putting some type of hard work in, and you're not getting any type of money, or you're not receiving something from it, and you guys are ready to throw in the towel. I've been putting this hard work in, I've been investing in this, and I'm not seeing no growth, and I'm ready to throw the towel in. I'm here to tell you, collective, that don't. Okay, don't. Because if you throw the towel in, time is going to move on, and then you're going to think about all this time that moved on. If I would have just stayed disciplined, I would have this much growth now. You know, this made me think of I can use the gym as another example that I used before, right? I got my gym membership 2 months ago. You know how my body probably would look right now if I would have stayed consistent all that time. Now, of course, I'm thinking back on it like, oh, dang, I wish I would have did this and did that. Oh my God, I'm not thinking of it like that. But in other words, that would have been 2 months of growth. You know what I'm saying? Collective of hard work showing. But I'm getting back in the gym, so we good, y'all. I'm doing something about it now, because it ain't never too late. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of vibe y'all need to be in, okay? Don't let, because I'm trying to tell you, something is going to have so much growth if you can stay consistent. But if you stop, time go on, and you're going to be like, dang, if I would have just stayed consistent. 3 months passed me by, and I would have had 3 months of growth. Anything could have happened by now. Now, all the possibilities, you know, it's just possibilities now. You know? So take everything, leave a dozen, y'all. But yes, continue going after something. Do not give up. A lot of you guys, you're probably like, dang, I'm receiving no money from it, or I'm only receiving a little bit. This made me think of the girl that had a food truck, and Keith Lee ended up coming to her food truck, and her business ended up blowing up. So for some of y'all, you know how the situation, you know that good lady probably was working day and night. You know how many nights that lady worked on that food truck before she received that money? Before that type of opportunity came around unexpectedly? You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like she worked hard, kept going, and then ancestors made sure they had an opportunity for her. They made sure that her hard work ain't go unnoticed. They made sure of it. And they sent her Keith Lee. Being an angel come, because blessings come in many forms. And here he is trying her food. Now she blowing up. Now she got a food truck. Her food truck blowing up. She turned into a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? She got a whole lot going on here. Where like, was already a restaurant. Her food truck is the restaurant to me. But it's like she had more to sell after that. You know, she had a bigger audience. You know, she sold so much in one, and you know, her sales went up to where she sold a lot in just one day. More than any day she has ever. You know how hard she was working on the day? So imagine her like, man, I want more money. And the ancestors send it. She want more customers, and they send it. Now she was her really working. She wasn't expecting that type of work that day. She was praying and manifesting it. She wasn't praying that type of blessing, because she really was in that kitchen working that day. Really put her motherfucking elbow to the grease. Okay, collective. So let that just be some type of inspiration. I don't want y'all to give up on whatever this is, because I'm seeing where your hard work is actually going to pay off. A lot of you guys can invest in some time and some money into this, or just hard work, effort, you know, and I'm seeing something's going to take off. Your hard work is not going unnoticed. So that's just for somebody that may need to hear this, okay? Now, I'm going to be like Tyra Banks. We're all rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. That's how I feel about myself right now. Because I'm over here like, girl, after I eat my my last bad meal, which is about to go be some French toast sticks, then we can start on a clean slate. All right, until next time.